we got to talk about this Carmelo Anthony situation. I got a lot of crazy clips to show y'all, but before we do, don't forget to like and sub. Let's go.
Calling it unjustified murder. So Karmelo Anthony is charged with murdering 17-year-old Austin Metcalf after admitting to stabbing him in the chest at a high school track meet last year. Police say the fight started because Anthony was under another team's tent and Metcalf told him to leave. Anthony's defense attorneys say he stabbed Metcalf, who was unarmed, out of fear as a group was, quote, turning on him. But prosecutors yesterday in court showed jurors surveillance footage they say tells a different story. The footage, it's grainy and shot from a distance, but reporters inside the courtroom tell us it shows a brief confrontation between Anthony and Metcalf, not a larger group, before Anthony runs from the scene. And that fight, it only lasted about 4 minutes or so. Jurors heard emotional testimony from Metcalf's track coach. He said that Metcalf was helping lead setup efforts that day, which basically means he was in charge of setting up the tent and equipment. The coach testified and said athletes don't just go under other teams' tents. This is something that's understood between the athletes. This case, it's drawn national attention with race becoming a major issue. The final jury does not include any black jurors. Prosecutors say this case has nothing to do with race and it should be decided on the facts. This trial is expected to last up to 2 weeks, Bill, and if he is convicted, Anthony faces up to life in prison.
And to watch and we shall. Brooke Taylor, thank you.
So there are other people that just heard all those details and are crying race. How are you crying race and somebody just unalive someone? How does race play a factor into someone unaliving someone? Maybe I'm not seeing something that y'all see. Just please let me know what they're seeing, because I don't get it.
Love, respect, and peace, that's us. 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 Respect and peace, that's us.
This is just beyond crazy. I don't get the rationalization. It's like we're really doing this again. Like the BLM riots and stuff like that, even though they're not rioting, like just that whole thing, like the dude is wrong. Like y'all out there protesting for someone that unalive someone. Like, okay, you want to say it may be self-defense. I get that. But you did it on a school campus. I'm 26, okay? So I've graduated a long time ago, but when I went to school, last time I checked, you couldn't bring a weapon nowhere on campus in that vicinity. If you get called a weapon in the school zone, that's bad. Or anything in the school zone, that's bad. So just help me understand what they're doing and what they're seeing, because I'm just so confused right now. This woman right here is saying Carmelo Anthony wasn't the aggressor, which I don't know how she rationalized that when he literally was the aggressor.
He was not an aggressor. Karmelo was not an aggressor. He was minding his damn business when the boys came up to him.
We the crowd. We the creed. Karmelo Anthony will walk free. We the crowd.
They silenced Karmelo and his
Karmelo
family.
Anthony will walk free. We the crowd. We the creed. Karmelo Anthony will walk free. We the crowd. We the creed. Karmelo Anthony will walk free. We the crowd. We the creed. Karmelo Anthony will walk free. We the crowd. We the creed. Karmelo Anthony will walk free. We the crowd. We the creed. Karmelo Anthony will walk free.
He was minding his own business, huh? And he went into another section, and I'm not gonna say provoked anything, but he went into another section for sure and done stuff that he wasn't supposed to do. So, hey, he was minding his business all right.
Get my face on camera. We kill crackers. Where I come from, we kill them. And if I ever see you outside of Texas, you gonna have a problem. Yup. I'm gonna wrap you up in that flag and I'm gonna set it on fire. I like the smell of burning flesh, don't you? Don't you? Don't you? See, the time of you having fear on us is over, cracker. It's over, cracker. We ain't scared of you. We gonna do some Nat Turner shit on you, motherfuckers.
Does he not understand that this doesn't help at all? You're literally contradicting yourself, brother. You're on one hand advocating or protesting that Carmelo Anthony is innocent, but on the second hand, you're advocating or projecting violence that's a no-no, brother. So you see, you're contradicting yourself. You have to slow down and attack this from a peaceful angle, and maybe your opinion might be more heard than sitting there doing whatever you're doing right here.
No, in the Carmelo Anthony case, we already see race being at play, right? You see that there's no black jurors, and rightfully so. Many of those black jurors, it's reported that they already went in saying that they were gonna be a juror based off race. They were making statements. A few of them saying that I can't put a black man in jail. He's a black boy. I can't put him in jail. So of course, if you're on the prosecution, why would you put a juror that's going to go in saying that and black people do the same. If it was reversed and it was a predominantly black city and it was a white juror saying I can't put a white boy in jail or they would get all the white jurors off. They both have it's both equal. They both had an equal amount of strikes. There's not a lot of black people in where the Carmelo and them live. That area is not a whole bunch of black jurors anyway. And so they removed them because they felt like they could not be non-biased. They couldn't go into that courtroom and say, I'm going to just hear the facts of the case and I'm not going to let race play any part in it. I already see black people on comments already before the case even starts, before the trial even starts, saying, free Karmelo Anthony. They can't, because they already don't, most of them are racist. Most black people are racist, by the way. A lot of racist black people who don't like white people, just period. And I know I can say this because I grew up around black people with a mom. Mom, I love my mom, but sometimes she still don't like white people. So she's always talking about the white man, right? So that's how a lot of black people think. And so of course, most black people couldn't be biased. They already are going into the case saying that Karmelo Anthony is innocent, right? That he didn't do anything wrong, because they don't care about black people killing white people. They just don't. So I have no problem with them removing all them black jurors, because I believe Karmelo, even though I love my people, I believe Karmelo Anthony was wrong, and I've been saying this for a long time. I believe he was wrong. When I grew up, if you had a problem with somebody, y'all fought. If he had a problem, he could have swung on them boys. If it was like that, you don't stab nobody because you feel like you're being bullied, or because you don't stab them. Now, if they had a weapon, it'll be a whole different subject. But you should even have been there with no weapon to begin with. I'm a teacher. There's no way he should have been there with no weapon.
Absolutely right. There's no way he should have been there with no weapon. I don't even know, like I said, how he even got on school grounds with the weapon. Well, I know that because, all schools are not searched thoroughly, or you don't have to go through metal detectors and stuff like that, but still. But how did you even manage to even do anything like this, brother? You weren't supposed to unalive anyone. You could have used your own two hands, and you chose not to. And he's right. I'm black too, so I've been around these folks. Black people are racist, and anybody can be racist. But when it comes to the context of this, I have grew up in this. Here's another clip of Mr. We Unalive Crackers.
I'm gonna push you if I get close enough. Push you right into that crack. You heard what I said, cracker. Neanderthal, I don't give a fuck what you say. Fuck you, cracker. Fuck you, cracker. Fuck you, cracker.
We gotta get out of the road.
Let's get out of the road, please. Get out of the road, please.
You still a cracker? You still a cracker? You a cracker, motherfucker. You a cracker. You a cracker. He a cracker. You a cracker. You a cracker. You ain't gonna get me, cracker. They've been trying to get me, cracker. You ain't gonna get me, cracker. You.
This is such bad representation. Like, I hate this for us, because they look at this and look at all of us like this. We have to stop this shit. Please.
If evidence does come out that Karmelo was not in fact fighting for his life when he stabbed and killed Austin Metcalf, do you think that the black community will accept that?
If evidence shows that he did not, no, we're going to stand by ours regardless. They stand by theirs. We're going to stand by ours regardless. I'm a mother first. I'm a black mother. Let me put that on there. I'm an African-American mother. So I have to put away my color first and step into the motherhood. Nobody wants to see their child slain. So I do want to send prayers to Austin Metcalf, their family. But at the end of the day,
She says she's going to step outside of the race thing and then step into motherhood, but proceeded to do the complete opposite. Like, what is this? If you're really stepping out of the race thing, you wouldn't have said your initial statement, would you have, sweetheart? Come on now. Be consistent.
Day, I got to think like, okay, what did you do to him or whatever to cause this to happen, the reaction? We got to start taking accountability for our kids. Because then again, if my kid, that's why it's a catch-22, if my kid was Karmelo and I feel like his back was up against the wall, well, I'm going to tell you straight up, better mine than yours. Better mine than yours. So either way it go, everybody loses. A black boy allegedly murdered, and I say allegedly, heavy on the allegedly murdered somebody. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, this is about race. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't give a damn.
Who wouldn't give a damn?
Let me say this. Let's say the community.
So like if Karmelo Anthony was the one stabbed and killed by Austin Metcalf,
they wouldn't give a damn.
I come out here every Thursday and we pray for people going to court because we know this is the final frontier of racism and it's legalized here.
It was announced yesterday that there's no black jurors that were chosen. What are your thoughts on that?
That's why we need God. That's why we need God, and that's why he's going to show.
How is it racist not to have any black jurors if someone unalive someone and it's just supposed to be consequences for actions? It don't matter what skin color people gives those consequences out. I'm totally confused. Am I missing something? Actions have consequences. You're going to hear me say that a lot. So how does race play a factor when it comes to determining consequences? I don't get that.
Who's in control?
And would you be open to giving us your personal insights into the Karmelo Anthony trial and what your thoughts are on it?
I just want justice done. You know, we know nobody go to a track meet to murder anybody, okay? Come on. That's an accident, self-defense, that's what it was. I'm not saying the kid should get off free, but first-degree murder? Come on. Basically, he's facing the wrong charge for the crime that was committed.
Do you think Karmelo is innocent? Do you feel like it's been an unfair response to what happened to Karmelo Anthony?
I feel that the justice system always over-respond when it comes to us. So definitely, I mean, you look at the charge. It was self-defense. He was wrestling with two guys. I don't know what the parameters of it, but it was two people. So, you know, 2 against 1, that's self-defense.
I just don't get that. I really don't.
I'm an attorney, and here are my thoughts on the Karmelo Anthony trial, specifically the first-degree murder charge. I'm surprised that the prosecution is going for first-degree murder. However, it does make sense. I think a lot of people think that premeditation requires some well thought out plan that takes a month to plan out. That's not true. Premeditation can be as if you planned it for even just a second. And unfortunately, what hurts Karmelo Anthony the most is when he said to Austin, "Touch me and see what happens." He knew he had a knife in his bag. He knew that if Austin touched him, that he would stab him, and Austin just so happened to die. Additionally, even bringing a knife, a deadly weapon, to school grounds will most likely be helped to show premeditation because he was deliberating and planning to do something harmful on that campus. So unfortunately, I do think first-degree murder makes sense here. However, on the other side of things, I think that this could help the defense. Because first-degree murder is such a high bar to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, that could potentially help the defense here. Overall, this is just a sad case about two young men who have both lost their lives. We know that they were both doing great things on their football teams, and they both had really good grades. And it's just like, why would Karmelo Anthony bring a knife to a high school track meet? This is not a legal conclusion. This is not legal advice. And I do have a law school admissions consulting business, link in bio, if you'd like to schedule a free consultation and get any of my services for no more than $50.
Yeah, this young woman is right. I don't know why he decided to throw away his life, but hey, it's a tragic story on self-control.
Okay, so help me understand this, because clearly I don't know how self-defense works. So humans are saying Austin Metcalf got what he deserved because Carmelo Anthony was defending himself. It was self-defense. They're also saying the parents of Austin Metcalf lied, and the brother of Austin Metcalf lied, and saying that Austin Metcalf knew Carmelo Anthony because he was his bully for years. Okay, so they don't go to the same school, so clearly they don't live in the same district. So the only way he could possibly bully him is if they are playing on a rival team. Correct? Okay, so now that we got that out the way, the track meet is where we're at today. It's raining. Carmelo Anthony was not invited to the track meet, yet he showed up, right? Coincidentally, he showed up with a knife in his bag, 6 inches or more in length of the blade. Mind you, he got in trouble previously for bringing a knife to school, which is probably why he wasn't on the track team or why he wasn't invited to the track meet. Anyway, it started raining, and coincidentally, this emotional, soft, bullied his entire life young man founded himself under the tent where his bully was supposed to be, and he wasn't. All right, so boom, he's there, he's chilling, it's raining. Austin Metcalf, his bully, showed up, allegedly. And now this is the part where we get into the police report, okay? So Carmelo Anthony was under this tent where Austin Metcalf's team was assigned. Austin Metcalf showed up, and he seen him. Apparently, he was sitting in Austin's seat. Austin said, "Hey, bro, you can't be here. That's my seat. You gotta go." His immediate reaction was to grab his bag, open it, and now we're talking about Carmelo, right? Carmelo grabbed his bag, open it, reached.
If all this is true, then it just paints the story in a whole nother light. Like, oh my gosh, these are so much details that I haven't even heard. And it's just crazy that anyone is just hearing this stuff and really trying to defend Mr. Carmelo. I'm sorry. You had all signals not to do that. You weren't supposed to be there. You had a knife. That's not supposed to be there. And you still did it. And now you're saying self-defense. Wow.
Karmelo Anthony was minding his business at a track meet in Frisco, Texas. 2 racist white boys decided to go over there and accost him because white people since slavery have always felt that they have complete jurisdiction over the black body. So these
minding his own business and going to somebody's tent that wasn't yours is just outrageous, Dr. Umar. And you see the extreme wording talking about, oh, they think they have control over our bodies. Bro, it is 2026. Can you stop? Do not fall for this trap, people, please.
2 white boys, both of which were bigger than him, they were going to jump him, drag him out, and probably hurt him. So Carmelo warned him. And he said, if you touch me again, it's going to be a problem. That's a warning to leave me alone. They decided to go after him again. And so he pulled out his weapon.
So your warning is after you say touch me and you're going to see it, whatever he just said, you had a knife in your bag. So you really meant, hey, you touch me and I'm about to, like, come on, bro. What are we talking about?
And defended his life. I'm trying to understand why black people are making so much issue over the fact that a black boy had a knife. If you're a black man in America, you better carry something when you're walking on these damn streets. So I don't have a problem.
Do not listen to this clown. You don't need nothing as long as you're doing mind your own business. If you want to go legally get something for protection, that's another story. But in your daily life, if you're not doing anything, what could you possibly need? Like,
when him carrying a knife, I carry one too. Now, I don't believe Carmelo intended to take a life. And rest in peace to the child who's deceased. Yes, he's Caucasian, but no parent should have to, have their child predecease them, right? But something is to be said about the climate of racism and hate in America against black people where anybody feel like they could put their hands on us and not suffer the consequence. George Zimmerman followed Trayvon to his house and murdered him in cold blood, and he walked. So help me understand why Carmelo didn't have a right to defend himself. I saw on the news today, I don't know if it's true, allegedly, there's a video of the whole incident that they don't want to release. Okay.
If he's guilty, you would release it. You're not releasing that video because it probably shows he acted in self-defense. Here's the issue. Texas has a stand your ground law. Karmelo Anthony stood his ground. What else is there to talk about? Because according to the Texas stand your ground law, if you felt that your life was in danger, you do not have a duty to retreat. Did y'all hear that? They said, why didn't he run? Texas law does not require you to run. Texas law allows you to stay.
I think the law that he's talking about is if your life is in danger. Your life is not in danger at a track meet. So I'm confused on whether this applies right now in this situation. Y'all can comment and let me know down below, because what the freak, Dr. Umar?
And fight, and that's what he did. But he's not on trial for that. He's on trial for having the audacity as a black boy to defend your honor by taking a life. Rodney Hinton Jr. is on trial because you had the audacity to avenge the death of your son. And you got black people saying, well, he didn't unalive the cop who took his son's life. He unalived any cop he can find. Can I ask?
That is enough for Dr. Umar race hustling ass. If y'all like what y'all seen today, like I said, please like and sub. It really helps. I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a good day.